Hello, my dear class 10 students. I'm back to you with Riders to the Sea, which we have started in our previous class. And by now, I'm sure that you are ready with the story. After going through it, you might have known how the story ends, right? So without any further delay, I'm going to explain the story, this drama to all of you again. In our previous class, we have seen that the drama starts in an island kitchen, right? The name of that island is called Arran, that is in Ireland, okay? And we see how the family divides the work. The work of going out is taken by Bartley, the son, that is also the male, and the kitchen works are divided among the ladies. So we can also see how the society was in that moment, and even in the society, in the present society, we see that. And here the kitchen setting was already discussed, so I'm not going to discuss on that anymore. We have also discussed about the bundle of clothes that the young priest gave to Nora, right? Nora brought in, but she's very careful to make sure that the mother was not there when she brings in the cloth. And Kathleen said that she might be sleeping with God helping her. And this also shows that the mother Moria had been grieving for a lot of days, okay? She did not sleep properly. And when we see this, as the young priest gave it to her, saying that they might check it, that they could check it and see if it belongs to Michael. But they will not tell their mother as long as they are not clear that it belongs to Michael, right? And they are trying to check, but they hear some movements in the room of their mother, so they try to hide the bundle of clothes in the turf loft, okay? I want you to know what is a turf. In our present day, what we see is turfs are the artificial grasses that we use to cover the playgrounds, right? But turfs are originally the weeds or plants that are found near the low-lying areas or near the sea. So what these people do, what these people living near the island do is that they will collect those grasses, okay? In simple terms, I'm just going to use it as grass, okay? They will collect those grasses and dry it in the turf loft. You can imagine of the place where you stock your firewood in the chimney, right? If you have a chimney, there will be a place for you to store your firewood. So you can imagine that their turf loft is that kind, okay? They will dry all their turf there and use it as their fuel. They will use it. That means they don't use firewood. And if they live in an island, it might also be difficult for them to get firewood every time. So they have to gather this kind of weeds, dry it, and use it. And so they were trying to hide the bundle of clothes in the turf loft. So as they hear their mother moving around, Kathleen brought a ladder. I told you in the first place that Kathleen's character resembles like that of a man, okay? And so she has a lot of responsibilities to being the elder sister, okay? And with only one son living in the family, she also works more than the other. And then we see that when Kathleen was still on the ladder and the mother came in. When the mother came in, Kathleen just threw a turf down and the mother was complaining that there is enough turf. But she said that they have another cake baking and so they need it. Actually, her aim was to hide the bundle of cloth. But she did not want to let her mother know, and she cannot let her mother know because they knew that if the mother gets to know about this thing, she would just cry herself, weep herself to death. And that was the reason why they did not want to let their mother know. As they were busy in the kitchen like that, Bartley came in and with a sad face. Why? Because their brother, okay? Michael was one of their brother and he was not found. No news about him was heard, and the mother would go down to the sea every day to check if Michael's body is washed to the shore or not, okay? As we have discussed, it would be a sad thing if one of your family members die and you cannot even bring that dead body home, right? Without me explaining, you yourself can understand this. And so mother would go down every day and Bartley came in. He was getting ready, okay? He was getting ready to go to the sea again because there is a fair at Galway. Galway is the name of a place, and this place is also associated to the roots of the culture, okay? Even in our state or in our country, there are some particular places where culture is preserved. And even this place called Galway is a place known for the preservations of its culture. And there is a fair going on, a fair where you can sell different kinds of things, and Bartley was getting ready to go out to the fair to sell horses. Being the male member of the family, he also need to take responsibility to earn for the family. But the mother would not allow Bartley to go. The mother said, it would be difficult to send you at this moment. What would be the price of 100 horses to a son living at home? And the mother was very right in her own way. She did not want to let this man go away. And when they were discussing, even before Bartley came, the mother was fully hoping that the young priest, would stop Bartley from going to the fair. But Nora said that he would not stop him because the mother keeps praying every night, okay? See the hope that they have in their God and their religion. This shows that Moria is a person who hopes on the religion and God all the time. And so the priest also says that your mother keeps praying for half of the night, so why would God leave her all alone and destitute without any help, with no son living in the family? And since Bartley is the only son living in the family, the priest too hoped that God can never do such a cruel thing to a person who always trusts on him. And the faith that he had in God said that he would not stop Bartley. We can also see that the trust that they have on the religious leaders, the priest, right? They trusted him so much. And since the young priest said that he would not stop him, they were a little worried. Okay, the mother was so worried, and even the girls were worried, because in the midst of the conversation, a gust of wind blew open the door, and they began to look out of the window. In the earlier part of the story, this also shows that they were worried since the wind was blowing, and it is very dangerous for one to go into the sea when the wind is blowing, because there may be tide anytime, there may be storms anytime, and that was the reason why they were also worried. But they cannot show this worry to their mother, and so they were just trying to stand strong, assuring mother that it is the life of a young man to be going to the sea. Okay, likewise, even here in our context, we feel that the boys or the men should go out of home and work. And so the same thing was practiced even in their tradition, in their culture. And so how can we stop a man to be at home all the time? It is the life of a young man to be going to the sea. Kathleen said that we see that Kathleen always speaks straightforward to her mother, not because she was cruel or rude, but because she had resembled the character of a man too, because of all the responsibilities, being the elder sister, okay? And so they were still discussing. Bartley comes in, and then he takes a rope because he needs it for the horse. He needs to make a halter for the horse. You know what is halter, right? You see that a horse head and mouth are tied with some kind of ropes. Those are called as a halter, okay? He came in and took the rope, and he was asking for the rope, and Kathleen said that she hung it by the whiteboards. She had hung it by the whiteboards because the pig is eating it away. And the mother did not want the rope to be taken away. Why? Because Michael's body was not found, and if they find Michael's body, they would need the rope to put the coffin down into the grave, okay, into the tomb. That is why she did not want Bartley to take away the rope, but Bartley was just getting himself prepared with the rope, and then finally he got ready. And when he was going out, Moria was feeling so sad, okay, and she says, there is no one who is listening to this old lady. And then he did not want the son to go, but the son just went out. And after he left, the two girls were baking a cake, you remember? They were baking a cake in the pot oven. And so they realized that they have not given the piece of cake to Bartley. And Kathleen said, everyone is losing their senses. Everyone is forgetting everything in a house where an old lady would just be talking and talking and talking and nothing else. Sometimes we grumble at our parents like that, but they also have their say, right? She's so worried for the son, and it is because of the love of mothers towards their children that they even scold you. You have to understand this, okay? It's not that Kathleen and Nora did not understand, but they are just trying to make the mother strong, proving that they are strong enough, okay? And so at this, the two girls told the mother to go down, and As Bartley was going out, the mother did not bless Bartley. She just said, "From tonight onwards, I will have no son living in my family." If you are going out and your mother says such a thing, what would happen? It would be a very sad day, isn't it? You move out with your mother's wish, with your mother's blessing, but the mother here, Moria, says that from that evening onwards, they would not have any son living. And so the girls were not happy with the mother for saying that. Instead of blessing our brother, why did you just say that and leave him? It would be a very difficult thing for him to move. He is going out because he needs to go out for the family. And after saying that, we have even forgotten the bread, the cake that they were baking. So they cut the cake and then rolled it in a piece of cloth and gave it to mother, saying that she should go down and bless Bartley. That she should go down and bless Bartley and also give him the cake, because since morning Bartley was busy getting himself ready to go for the journey, to go for the fair, right? As he was preparing himself, he did not have time to have any kind of food. And so they sent the mother down, and as she walks down, they also made sure, see, they are arguing with the mother, but they are also caring for the mother, right? They argue just because they did not want to let their mother grieve, right? So they said that Kathleen sent the stick, okay, because an old lady would be needing a stick, and told Nora to give her the stick because she might slip off. This shows that they also care for their mother in spite of the arguments that they have, okay. As they went out, they were quick to open the bundle, because as long as the mother is at home, they cannot open. And so this is a very good opportunity for the two girls to open the bundle of clothes that the priest had given to Nora. And as she went out, they were careful to look out of the window again to make sure that the mother was not returning back to get something that she had forgotten. As they saw that she had gone a little farther, they put the ladder on the turf loft again and took out the bundle of cloths that the young priest had given to Nora. Now the knot has become too tight. They cut it with a knife and then opened the bundle to find that there was a plain shirt and a stocking. And now they could not know whether it belongs to Michael or not. But they found that it is Michael's, because the stockings were made by Nora. Okay, this also shows that they are very self-dependent. They do everything for themselves. We saw that they were baking cake, right? And we also saw that Kathleen was spinning a wheel. And so we see the self-dependent lifestyle of the people in this place and in that generation. As they opened, they saw that the shirt looked similar to that of a shirt that Bartley had worn. Okay, that means it might be Michael's, and it proved that it belongs to Michael when they opened the socks, the stocking, to see that Nora had made it. And she said that, "I remember I left 4 stitches and it was the third one of the second pair." Okay, it was the second one of the third pair that I made. So now they are sure that it belongs to Michael. And as they were still opening, now they are very sure that Michael was drowned in the sea, right? He did not return back after he left out to the sea. He was a great fisherman. And they fish not only because of their food, but they also fish. They go for fishing to sell their cages, okay? And at this, they saw their mother coming back, and their mother was keening, weeping in a very sorrowful manner. Keening is to weep in a very sorrowful manner, okay? They saw their mother keening, and they did not understand why the mother was crying. And it was because the mother had seen something. I've written vision here, right? Moria came mourning, and then she came and she was just continuing to keen. And the two girls could not understand. They said, "Why won't you just tell us something or tell us the reason why you are crying?" And then she said, "I saw Bartley, okay, I saw Michael. Bartley had taken 2 horses, okay? Yet he was riding on one, and she saw that Michael, the son who was supposed to be dead, okay, whom they believed to be dead, and if he was still alive, he would be home by now. For so many days, they have been looking for this brother, right? The mother would go down every day to see if the dead body has been washed off to the shore. These are some things that we see, okay? And then they could not find, and how could he be in the island again? It was just a small island. If he was in anyone's place in the island, they would have known, right? And why would Michael be hiding? But it is not like that. When she went down to wish Bartley, but he came in a very great speed. And Michael was riding on the horse behind Bartley, and he was wearing new shoes and new clothes, right? He did not come back home, so how would he get new shoes and clothes on him? But mother saw that, and he could not even wish Bartley. He could not wish Bartley for his journey. And she was in such a shocked moment that she could not say anything. It felt like something choked her throat. And the words did not come out. So she came back with the full belief that Bartley will also die. She was just crying, okay? She was just crying because she saw Michael's ghost, okay? Michael's ghost on the horse behind Bartley. They were riding together. That means she believed that the ghost of Michael had taken Bartley's life too. Though Bartley had not died yet. She was just crying at home, okay? And she said she had seen the fearfulest thing. After someone saw after the bride, there was an incident. We do not know about that, but an incident has been mentioned in our story. There was an incident where a bride saw a child in the hands of a dead man. And she said that, I've seen the most fearful thing after that incident. Because how can a dead man come and ride on a horse again, right? That was what she was saying. And in this, she was just crying. The girls were trying to comfort her. At that moment, they saw some people coming with a dead body, crying and entering their house. And they thought that the people have found Michael's dead body. Okay? They were also beginning to cry. They were beginning to cry at this, and then the mother was saying, how could it be? And they were suspecting that it was Michael's dead body, but they are still not sure, and the mother was not very clear about this. So Kathleen just brought the clothes, the bundle of clothes, and showed it to mother that it is Michael's body because his clothes are already here. As they were still discussing on this, people brought in the dead body of Bartley. See, they were still waiting for one of their brother's dead body, and at that moment, the last surviving male member of the family's dead body was brought into the house. So what a painful moment it would be, isn't it? And then at this, the girls were scared of how their mother's reaction would be, because the mother had been crying so much for Michael. And when the dead body was brought in, they found that their mother was much stronger than they thought. Okay, she just brought in the holy water, sprinkled on the dead body, and even the clothes of Michael near the body of Bartley, and then she sprinkled. What will I do with more of this holy water when there is no son living in the family? I would not keep it. The girls thought that the mother was tired of crying, and that's why she was not crying at this moment, right? But it was not because of this. The mother had lost all hope now, and then she said, now I can relax. When the other mothers are, this shows that it is a common thing for each family. When the male members of the family go out, the parents would be worrying for them. And that's why they would wake up in the middle of the night, and then they would be saying their prayers. But she said, when the tide rises and when the weather is bad, I don't have to wake up. I can sleep very peacefully because there is no one that I would pray for. And the girls would just be at home. You can imagine that, right? The girls would just be at home, so there is nothing more that I would worry for. And we see that she sprinkles the last of the holy water. And it is also a sign to show that she did not live on the faith that she had in her religion. She had been praying continuously for all the family members, and there were 6 of them, okay? Not just these 2 sons, but even before that, 6 of the male members in the family drowned in the sea. In spite of all her prayers, trying to protect the family. This shows that we see paganism and religion, Christianity, having a what you call contradiction here every time. They are also superstitious, right? When she saw the ghost of Michael behind Bartley, she believed that Bartley will surely die. And also, she hangs on to her Christian faith, hoping that God will take care of the things around her. And so, with this story, we see the life of Moria, who was always mourning for her sons, for all the male members in the family who were all drowned in the sea. But even in the last part of the story, we see that she did not lose the hope and the faith that she has in her God. And so with this, we conclude this chapter. In the next class, I will touch a little bit on the themes of the story, and we will go on to the next chapter. As I have said, please, if there is anyone who have not finished reading the story, please finish it. Then only you will be able to understand what the story will try to tell you in full. Thank you so much for listening.